Well, shortly after my dad and I got the boat, we were really looking for places to go. We wanted to, take trips and try lots of different spots. And I had been reading in Pennsylvania Angler for years about Lake Arthur. They were, for like all through the 90s, like the #1 lake for 5-pound largemouth by far and away. More 5-pound largemouth were caught here than anywhere else. So I bought a map of the lake and just basically drove out here blind and started to fish it. There were a lot of Pennsylvania Angler articles that I was able to dig up and that listed different locations and different things to try, and we were really able to be pretty successful pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And you've been coming out here for how long now?
I guess it's 11 or 12 years or so.
Wow, so you really like this.
Yeah, it suits my fishing. Shallow water, top water, lots of numbers. We're not quite getting lunkers, but just as far as getting lots of good schooling fish, we like to catch them in the morning on a buzz bait. But
yeah, and this lake is a 20 horsepower.
Right, it's something else. It just makes it so nice. You're not going to have jet skiers. There's no, big bass boats,
right,
running you over. So, the boats that we like to use at home for knock and mixing or stuff like that are just perfect out here. Absolutely perfect. Bob, I wanted to make a bit of a change here. We've had just a couple short strikes on the crankbait, and we've caught a couple on the Texas rig. I wanted to try to throw them something different, so I decided to switch over to the Carolina rig.
Yeah.
Carolina rig is still a bit of a search bait. I also put a lizard on instead of a worm, but it'll allow me to cover some ground but still leave it sit still.
All right, I'm going to change over myself. Go ahead.
All right.
Go whack a fish.
Bob, right there. There he is.
All right. See that?
Another nice one.
There you go.
Had to throw the secret weapon at him, Bob.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
There you go. One of the things that we learn with this situation is that these fish were in here, and now they stop biting, but we have to really search for them.
Right.
And what you did, you went to your favorite.
Yeah, I went to a Carolina rig. We can still cover ground, but it's like a kind of a more delicate presentation. You can stop it, and I've got a little lizard tied on here, and it'll just kind of like float and quiver a little bit. Where a crankbait, if you stop it, it floats, and it really isn't going to do anything for you. But this is still fishing when it stops. So, yeah, it looks like that's probably just recovering from a spawning. That's a female that was making a nest a couple months ago, and now she's just starting to heal. So, good looking fish.
Yeah. One thing you got to remember, when you do find fish, and it's not that they're not here.
Yeah.
You just got to change a little bit up. So we went from crankbaits to a Texas rig worm, and now we're going to use the Carolina rig to go through here and pick up fish. All right, well then we just have to go to Carolina rig.
Have to go to a Carolina rig then. That one I got. Bob, we've been kind of catching these fish real spotty.
Right.
We catch one here, we catch one here, and I know we switched over that Carolina rig and caught that other fish, and I really kind of got away from where we had been catching them and just started to fan cast out here, really way away from where we had gotten them before, and I missed one just a second ago, and then boom, threw right back out there and got this one. So. It may be that they're just really sitting out a little bit further.
There might be something just out there holding them.
It could be, yeah, a little bit of an edge or a little touch of weeds here. Excuse me. But we may need to just turn around and start throwing out the other way here. Boy, he ate it though.
You like that Carolina rig?
Yeah. Well, I've only been throwing this for
Yeah.
about 5 minutes,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
I've already caught
Yeah.
a couple fish on it. So,
Another nice one.
let's see if we can get some more. All right.
Turn,
trying.
the wrong way.
You gotta keep out of the troll motor. All right. Boy, he ate this thing, Bob. He may need a little surgery. Oh, okay, good. He's actually just got it right in the roof of his mouth. That's actually kind of a good sign when they get it down deep like that. Because that generally means that they're hitting it hard and they're eating it fast. If you just get them a little lip hooked, like when we were catching some of those crankbait fish and they were coming off, you know, that really told me that they really didn't want it. They were just kind of like slapping at it a little bit. But this guy, he sucked that thing down all the way.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And they're far off. I mean,
they're you know, 50, 60, 70 yards away from where they used to be.
yeah.
But they've kind of just moved back out. They found a little bit of cover to hold on, and just using that Carolina rig to just kind of search for them.
That's it.
Been able to catch a couple now. Away with it. There's a bunch of them out there. I mean, he jerked the rod out of my hand.
Let's just talk a little bit. Oh, let me get up here because I was putting on another lizard. So
Can we still fish while we talk? Is that all right?
No, you talk. What we were doing was we found an area and we threw out a buoy, which is really important to give us a reference
Yeah,
point.
because we're like 100 yards from shore
we have
here.
nothing out here. So what we did, we threw a buoy out and marked. So we just have a reference point that we know where we're going to throw towards. And we switched to the lizard that you're using.
Right.
But that's kind of a special lizard, quote unquote.
It is. It's this Strike King XXX or 3X material. It's that like super stretchy stuff, you know, and they're a little more expensive, but they last a long time. Thanks. The other thing that they do, Bob, which I really like for a Carolina rig, is they float. A lot of times with a Carolina rig, you'll get a plastic bait that'll just sink right to the bottom.
Right.
You're just dragging it along the bottom. But these actually do like rise up, you know, off the bottom.
Yeah, when we're talking about Carolina rig, I mean, you got a bullet sinker here with
Right.
a leader, and that leader determines what do you got about maybe
About a three foot leader here.
and that 3 foot brings that elevates that bass up or the
Right.
bait up so that the bass can really see it.
Exactly. The weight will
Yeah.
be riding on the bottom. You know, the lizard will be floating up above it. And yeah, that way, I mean, if there's like grass or sticks or rocks, you're not letting the hook get down. You're really getting the bait like up in the bass's face. So he hit that thing hard, Bob. I think there may be some more out there.
Looks
He
like
ran
that
with it.
Fish is spawned out.
Sometimes you get a worm bite that they just kind of like, you know, just kind of grab it. But when you get these fish that are grabbing and running away with it, you know, with a Carolina rig, you're just kind of like dragging and pause, dragging and pause. Not a bad one. My girly worm. Isn't that what you called it?
Real men don't throw pink. No, John, that was a nice fish.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We moved way back in here.
Right.
The reason being, we fished some drop-offs, got a little bit of wind out there, but we're not